We finally got everyone in the room. All the right faces are here. Or the right people on the Zoom call if you're doing that hybrid work thing. People from business and sales, reps from tech and data, customer service, legal. We even have some AI workers in here. Everyone's here. Everyone's jacked up, jived up. We're all excited to talk about AI and what AI can do for our company. But that's a big conversation. Every time something big like AI comes about, there's always this big conversation where you boil the ocean. You don't want to boil the ocean. You want to keep energy levels high for adopting AI, because the more conversations you have about it, the more roundabout talks you have about it, the less enthusiasm you'll have, and the more resistance you'll end up having adopting AI. And you don't want that. What you want is everyone to stay excited. And to do that, you need to scope down the conversation, direct it. Everyone goes on their journey with AI, but you make sure that that journey doesn't have a meandering path. So before you reach this meeting, you had to do some legwork, some prep work to fast track this conversation so that when everyone's done, everyone's jacked up, and they're going to take what they've learned and bring it to their areas and implement AI in the right way. To scope down the conversations with AI, you got to make sure AI is not nebulous, that people have a good idea of what AI is and what it isn't. Nebulous concepts result in very nebulous and long-winded conversations, and we don't want that. We want everyone to be on the same page on what AI is. AI is a family of tools that can be classifiers or controllers. Classifiers help do identification and assessment. Controllers help do redirects and rerouting. Classifiers are thinkers. They're the thinking AI. Controllers are the doing AI. When people talk about an AI solution, there is really multiple pieces to that solution. A bunch of it thinking, a bunch of it doing, and then the interaction between the thinkers and doers and how they work together. So when talking about AI, you have to separate when it's a classifier versus when it's a controller. That is key in getting AI to do exactly what you want for the organization. Classifiers, they do identification, like maybe the identification of a person's face, or they do assessments like an assessment of a fraudulent claim, or an assessment of a patient, their health conditions, and their risk level when they take a foot into the hospital. Controllers, they might decide to do routing of spam email, or routing of things on the assembly line, or even through work streams involving something that looks fraudulent. With everyone in the room, everyone talking about how AI is going to be used at our company, this is really a high-level business requirements conversation. And the fastest way to get through a business requirements conversation is to be focusing on certain words when talking about how AI works for the company. Certain business language, certain terms. You can't just give everyone a list. You have to use those terms when you're speaking, when you're facilitating, when you're interpreting what other people are saying in the room about what they want AI to do for their areas. This works extremely well when you have a workflow, a surrogate workflow that is representative of all the workflows at the company, where everyone sees an area of their workflow within that workflow that you're sharing. You walk through that workflow, explaining the process of AI and how AI can hook in to each of the activities and each of the transitions between activities. This isn't a passive conversation where you're telling how AI fits here and there. This is a conversation where you are asking questions. Where do you think AI will fit? And how do you think it'll fit? And to do this, you give the people in the room prompts, keywords, phrasing the questions a certain way, and have them contribute to see how AI fits. Not only will you get a lot more understanding in the room on what AI is, it'll definitely fast track the conversation because people will be able to see where AI is, where it's going in the company, and be able to communicate it, articulate it very clearly. The best words I've found are to use business language, but business language usually falls short, so you use Bloom's taxonomy. Words from Bloom's taxonomy. So words like, how would the AI help define something? Or how would the AI help identify or hypothesize? Or help to plan? Or help to organize, compare, choose, combine, apply, deliver, assess, defend, recommend? By phrasing everything in a question and having everyone draw out and contribute to what you see in that substitute workflow, that surrogate workflow, everyone will have a good idea of what they need to bring back to their own areas and what to talk about once they're there on the adoption and the implementation of AI. Do not underestimate the power of words of these terms. They are crucial for the adoption of a new paradigm, a new technology, because when the terms are consistent, work is delivered faster, solutions are developed quicker. And with a level of consistency, especially with AI, it is not far from reason to realize that AI could actually look at business requirements, look at the consistency of the language, and then generate the solutions for you. That's where we're at. Words have power, especially for AI. Now for the conversation, the reason why we brought legal into the room. What happens when AI goes wrong? It goes bad. It does some stuff on our behalf that causes some damage or some harm. It's bad to lose revenue from our AI. It's worse to lose and have damage to property and costs from our AI. But litigation, lawsuits, being investigated, that's much, much worse. So we have to make sure we have some mechanism in play to be able to investigate what the AI is doing and be able to monitor the AI, especially from a risk management viewpoint. And we have to ask some tough questions, especially about accountability. Who is really accountable for the AI and what the work of the AI produces? The vendors don't want to be accountable. So who's accountable? Another key thing is that AI is constantly changing, it's constantly learning. It's very hard to investigate and reproduce results of what actually happened. So that means you need to keep a major audit trail to track what's going on and have the tools to be able to dig into that audit trail. And this is extremely difficult to do. When you're doing an audit trail for AI, you're not only auditing the AI, you're also auditing the people that are using the AI and potentially also the customers outside of the company too as well. And this is a serious breach of ethics and privacy. And worse, if we do decide to collect all of this information in an audit, it's not unreasonable that we could be hacked. And that is a very dangerous outcome. But that shouldn't stop us from considering AI and adopting AI within our company. Every new technology has a downside. It always has surprises. And I'm pretty sure with the way AI is going, we'll easily be able to get solutions to help address all of our concerns, especially those with AI.